Hello, darlings, and a very warm welcome indeed to Saturday Night Live with me, Boaty here. And I'm going to be here with you for the next half an hour or so, possibly a little longer. We'll have to see how it goes, won't we? And I am just bursting to hear from you all and find out what you've been up to on this Saturday, innit? Saturday. I would love to know what you've been up to. And I would like to know very specifically today, because Saturday, all of that, what did you have for breakfast and or brunch and or lunch? Dinner, don't give a toss. Not interested, don't care. But Saturday, now, and do any of you have a thing for Saturday doings? Now, when I was married, we kind of had open house at the weekend. And on Saturdays, Mrs. Boaty would cook a massive cooked brunch. And anybody was welcome to just nip around. Family, friends, anybody could come round. We'd all sit around a huge table. And Mrs. Boaty would serve the full Irish. And then on Sunday, same thing, open house, but I would cook a Sunday roast. So do any of you lot have any specific set things that you do on a Saturday in terms of food? Oh, cheers, darlings, your very good health. Maybe a special treat, a bacon. Oh, God, I haven't done this for ages. Oh, how long? God, it must be a year. A bacon and sausage sandwich. Really good bacon, really good sausage. Big, thick, crusty bread, all fresh. And, you slice it really thickly. And then tinned tomatoes, darlings, tinned tomatoes. Sort of scooped out so you haven't got the juice or too much of it. And then, an artistic drizzle of HP sauce from a glass bottle. A light dusting of ground white pepper. Oh, I need that in my life before too long. As well as the other things I was talking about last night, which were spaghetti bolognese and and I haven't had a pie for ages. Who've I got? Lord Stiff Upper Lip is here, and I got it out first time. Boom, nailed it. I haven't been able to do that for a week. I've asked up that name, first cab off the rank for a week, and I just nailed it then. Bosh! Bloody hell, I'm getting good at this. What? I should cocoa. Anyway, Lord Stiff Upper Lip says, Heidi Hi JPH. And hoody ho to you. I used to love Heidi Hi. I really did. It was a really good series. They don't make them like that anymore. Well, if you're feeling lonely. That was Paul Shane, wasn't it? Yeah, he did the Dennis Waterman, didn't he? And he sang wrote the same tune, sang the same tune. I could be so good for you. Evening, happy campers, says the one and only Barry Scrotter. Hello, Barry. How are you, mate? The lovely Sophie is with us, and I call her the lovely Sophie to explain to perhaps there are some new watchers watching this. And I would explain that I call her the lovely Sophie because she's lovely and her name is Sophie. So there you are. I mean, she calls herself Sophie Ellis Bextor, but that's not her real name. Her real name is Sophie Gladys Splodge. So possibly that explains why she adds the Ellis Bextor thing. Although I think you should be proud of your name, whatever it happens to be. Hello, everyone. Oh, I've just been ping-ponged a picture. What could this be? Will it be something fascinating and interesting and generally joyful? Oh, good for you, darling. Good for you. Sophie's just pouring herself a glass of Blossom Hill crisp and fruity. I think it won't enlarge. Anyway, a glass of Blossom Hill Rosé. So cheers, my lovelies, and cheers to anybody else who's enjoying a beverage whilst enduring this absolute tripe. What was that? Where did I get to? Well, I was talking about Sophie, wasn't I? Who's asking how everyone's day has been and saying hello to me, which is rather lovely. Jimmy Quinn, the one and only Jimbo, he's with us. He's right in our midst. Oh, yeah, rubbing shoulders. He's getting a new motorhome, by the way. Jealous? Oh, just a bit. He says good evening all, which is nice. Peter P is here and says good evening, Boggs. Excellent. Yes. Yeah, for anybody who's new to these lives, I don't know why I keep saying this. I don't suppose there's anybody new, but you know, I've been doing these for about 18 months. I should probably explain what they're about. The concept behind this, what I call a community live stream, is basically I rock up on a nightly basis, get slightly drunk, and say a lot of very boring things. And the community, that's you lot, the Boggs, Boaty's old gals and geezers, you amuse yourself by writing witty comments to each other, which I try to read out, but kind of never do, and get all behind like a cow's tail. And that's how it works. So if you're new or if you're a lurker, then you know, do join in, say hello, tell us tell us when and where you last cut your toenails. And what cutting toenails is bloody awkward, isn't it? I don't remember cutting my toenails until I was about 40. I mean, I imagine I must have, or I picked at them or something. I don't know. I don't know. And now it's kind of a bit of a, and you're not as flexible when you get older, are you? I had to go at mine in the bath today. But, feature number one. Do any of you have an old-fashioned bath? I have in my very retro bathroom. I have an old-fashioned bath, and I would claim that it's old-fashioned on three bases. Number one, I would say it's old-fashioned because of the colour. It is duck egg blue, the same colour as the rest of my bathroom suite, a very sort of 1960s or early 70s colour for a bathroom, duck egg blue. Number two, I would say that it's old-fashioned, old school, because it's not made out of plastic or whatever they are. It's made out of enamel, I think it is, which means that you have to be very careful about how you fill it up. Because if you fill it up with too much cold water to begin with, then no matter what the temperature of the actual bath water is, when you get in and your arse touches base, then it's going to be absolutely freezing. Vice versa. If you go too mad on the hot to begin with, then even though the rest of the water will be a perfectly pleasant temperature, the enamel on the bottom will absolutely burn your arse cheeks to buggery. So there you go, that's feature 3. And feature 5A is, as an adult, do you play any games in the bath? And I do mean when you're in the bath on your own. I've played 2 games. I like to play Conveyor Belt Chicken and Bernie Bum Cheeks. And sometimes I combine the 2, although I've been a bit wary of doing that because, and this is true, People who know me on Facebook will remember this. I very nearly killed myself in my own bath by playing a combined game of conveyor belt chicken and Bernie bum cheeks, because I did the conveyor belt chicken bit, and then I went straight into a Bernie bum cheeks maneuver, which is where you have to pad your feet up the wall and get your bum cheeks right underneath the taps as close as you dare. And I went a bit too far. My center of gravity found itself all in the wrong place, and I kind of went over backwards. My legs went behind my head, trapping my head under my own dirty, filthy bathwater, and I basically began to panic and drown in equal measures. So the moral of this story is, if you're going to play conveyor belt chicken and Bernie bum cheeks, be very careful, or do it under adult supervision. Make sure that there is a responsible adult there in the bathroom with you. And if they're a third party, like not a partner or a family member, you might want to wear swimming trunks, because that third party, no matter how much you're paying them to be there and protect you, they may take some form of umbrage at being presented with your most private of parts being effectively waved in their face. And you can avoid that by simply wearing swimming trunks or a swimming costume, something of that nature. I mean, I'll leave it to your own discretion, but I would put it out there as a suggestion. And feature 12 is shared baths, overrated or wonderful. And I'll leave that one with you to discuss. And by discuss, I do mean discuss. I was just placing the emphasis in a slightly different way to discombobulate you, so that you might think that I was actually talking about a large Russian man who was trying to win an Olympic medal with a full beard by competing in the ladies' discus. And I know I put the emphasis in the wrong place there, and I did that to discombobulate you as well. So there are 31 of you watching, and I sincerely hope that I've discombobulated at least 24 of you. Fingers crossed, eh? The M11 is here and says, "Good evening, Boaty, chatty people, and go." Oh, sorry, no, I've read that wrong, haven't I? Good evening, lovely chatty people, and gorgeous Boaty. Gosh, I had some very interesting dreams last night because of you lot. Oh, well, I mean, do fill us in, or perhaps we filled you in last night. Do expand on that if you feel so inclined. And the M11 sister, Trace, who really should be called the M12, but is there an M10? I can't think of an M10. I mean, I suppose there must be. Let's get through the motorways. Right, M1, we all know that one. That's my nearest motorway. M2, where the hell's the M2? Is that the one that goes south from London down to Southampton? M3, not a clue. Not a clue. Where the hell's the M3? M4, oh, well, that's the Welsh motorway. M5, Birmingham down to Devon. M6 is Birmingham north to Carlisle. And then I'm buggered. M7, not a clue. I'm all out of motorways then until we get to M42, I know. M45, I know. M50, probably my favourite motorway. And then the M62, which is, of course, supremely wonderful. Good evening, all, says Trace, anyway, who isn't called any kind of motorway whatsoever. Oh, she should have some sort of road-based name, though, so she fits in with her sister. Let's think about it. Oh. Maybe Hairy Bush Lane or something like that. Well, we can work on that. Anyway, Hairy Bush Lane says, "Good evening, all. Fresh from my live stream. I hope any of you who lurked or chatted enjoyed. Well, I hope so too. It was an excellent live stream, says Jimmy Quinn. I enjoyed it very much and touched myself regularly. Blimey. Well, Trace certainly hit your spot. Peter P says, hello, Tracy, and the very bendy Emma. And Emma has a bit of a laugh at that, she does. And Trace says, TY, Jimmy, which I think is some kind of lubricating gel. And thank you and everyone who was there. Mystic Hair is here. Oh, lovely. Good evening, Boaty. Good evening to you. Andrew Buttigieg is here, who some of us know as Ivor Spotty Botty. And he says, very good evening, Boaty, and everyone. Neil Gibbons, a.k.a. the Gibbonator, a.k.a. the very, 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 very nice man. Good evening, ladies and germs. How are we tonight? Let the wine floweth, says good old Mystic. Who's been a naughty boy then, says Andrew. Ah, well. Ow. Oh, dear. Evening, Bog, says Ross Dino Dad. Roses and wooden spoons. Is this the right live stream? You know it. Neil says, I was in your neck of the woods, recovering some ladies who fractured a wheel on a pothole. God, they were what weird kind of ladies if they were fitted with wheels. Although, I mean, I suppose, would it, feature number 12, would it be more convenient if ladies were fitted with wheels? I mean, I can think of advantages. You think about a wedding day, right? Possibly, arguably, one of the most important days in a woman's life. Or if you're Elizabeth Taylor, one of the 369 most important days in a woman's life. Now, obviously, you want to just waft down the aisle, looking sensational and wonderful. Now, if you were fitted with wheels, you would be able to really glide down the aisle in a much, however nicely you walk, you're probably going to be wearing high heels. So you're going to be a bit jerky, aren't you? Whereas if you were fitted with wheels, possibly with stabilizers, then you could really glide down the aisle. And you would be known as the bride who glides, the glide bride. Yeah, in fact, now then, how about that? How about detachable wheels that you fitted to your fiance specifically for the wedding, and we could call it the bride glide, and they could just absolutely seamlessly just glide down the aisle, and then the wheels could be detached when they were deposited in front of the vicarage, who would then go ahead and say, does anybody know why these two shouldn't be shackled together in unholy matrimony or something like that? Oh dear. I haven't been to an awful lot of weddings, but I've done thousands of receptions. The joy of being a singist. You get to go to a lot of wedding receptions. I have heard so many speeches, and the most embarrassing ones are always the father of the bride. I did a wedding at a stately home. They were incredibly rich. They must have been incredibly rich, because you would not believe what I charged them for the wedding package that I put together. A lot of money. And it was a very nice stately home. And, the girl, she got married to a man that almost had a chin. And then when the father of the bride got up, he gave a 40-minute speech. And I promise you this is true. And the 40-minute speech consisted of the story of him buying the stately home, doing it up, how much it cost, who he employed as inferior designers, etc., 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 and how nice it was that it was looking so amazing for this wedding. He didn't mention his daughter once. And the wedding only got mentioned in the last 2 minutes when he said that effectively that, well, that it was a good job that he'd bloody bought and recommissioned and whatnot this amazing stately home, so that his daughter, who he hadn't mentioned for 38 minutes, could get spliced in it. That was a brilliant reception because the reception was in a marquee in the grounds, and it was absolutely overflowing with hooray Henrys, and everybody was drinking champagne, us included. I had a team of 5, no, 4 for that one, I think. For the end of night, anyway, we were down to 4 of us. Had a couple of acts who came and went. There was me and Rob and Mel and Sharon, I think. And really expensive champagne was just everywhere in this marquee. So we were swigging it down like wildfire. And then the situation came about that you always hope for. We were booked until whatever time it was, say 1 o'clock. And so at 1 o'clock, we're sort of doing the, we did the erection section and, said the good nights and all of that. And the Chinless Wonders came up and said, keep going, we're enjoying this, keep going, it's absolutely marvellous. I'm saying, terribly sorry, sir, I'm afraid we're only booked until 1 o'clock. Oh, don't worry about that, we'll have a whip round. And they just kept throwing money at us, ridiculous amounts of money, to just keep bloody going. And we're quaffing the champagne. I think we left there at about 4:30 in the morning, something like that. And when we packed the vans up with all of the sound and light gear, we were very, very careful to take a few cases of champagne as well. And, we're going back a while now. One of the Henrys came up, because you could smoke indoors in those days. We're all smoking. And came up to me, he said, don't suppose you have a packet of cigarettes, do you? Because this place was like in the middle of nowhere. He was out of fags. This was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I always carried a good supply of cigarettes with me. That was because we all smoked. So I always, we had like an emergency ration pack, which basically consisted of food, alcohol, mostly alcohol, and cigarettes. So that, if the van broke down, we could get pissed and have a party, or if we had like a long night like this one. And this bloody mad bugger paid 50 quid for a packet of fags. 50 quid for a packet of fags. God, it was brilliant. I loved those days. And then, we'd drive home. We'd drive to my home. I'd have been in Cook Hill then. Probably driving with the sun coming up and whatnot. Get back to my place. We'd all be well and truly pissed. And then, whatever time we got home, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, then we'd open the vodka. I'd make curry. And we'd have a curry at whatever the hell time it happened to be. And then we'd all just sleep somewhere. And then wake up in the afternoon to do it all over again, probably in an entirely different part of the UK. God, they were happy days. But anyway, yeah, so Neil was up in my neck of the woods repairing a lady because she'd fractured herself in a pothole. Oh, poor lady. Breakfast, says Trace. Coffee. Lunch. Baby cucumbers with cream cheese. It's a bit phallic there. Nout and nout to eat, says Andrew. Oh dear. Breakfast, I had 2 crumpets, says Sophie. Crumpets. Crumpets. They should be so wonderful. And every time I have a crumpet, it's a disappointment. I haven't had one now for about 7 years because the disappointment last time was just too much. Mystic Hair had fish finger sandwiches with mayo sauce. It's a good hangover cure. Jimmy Quinn had a bacon and mushroom sandwich. Dino Dad Ross says, I miss my favourite, a square sausage and black pudding roll with ketchup. I'm now very hungry. Sophie's lunch was a ham sandwich and grapes and yogurt. That sounds good, although, you need a bit of something with your what should you have with ham? Ham salad, bit of salad cream maybe, ham and tomato with a bit of mustard and black pepper. Just ham is a bit too dry, isn't it? Although ham and lashings of butter with some really good mustard, that's okay. And then for tea, Sophie had jacket potato and cheese, beans and sweet corn. I can reach my toes perfectly, says Grace, or get my toes close enough to my face to see and reach to get the nails trimmed. I am very flexible, though. I am hypermobile. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm double jointed and open minded. How great a date am I? Oh, yes. I hate slipper baths. What's that all about? I've got no idea. What's a slipper bath? I hope Emma is taking notes, says Andrew. Barry says, hi, Boaty, I'm back. I was watching one of Mustard's videos about car shows. Oh, I saw the thumbnail for that. I imagine he's alluding to the fact that I think that everybody who overly prepares for a car show needs to get a life. And Mustard is included in that. I expect he's going to some bloody car show or other tomorrow. Oh, dear. I think, says Trace, I must be one of the only people who gets in the bath, open bracket, plain water, close bracket, washes and gets out again. No soaking, no bubbles, no soap, no games, no candles, nothing. Well, Lisa, the lovely Lisa, who, when my time comes, hopefully many, many years from now, and I turn my face to the wall and take that last, then I honestly think that in the old Skull Cinema, I might conclude that Lisa was actually the love of my life. And she used to have a bath with no soap or anything like that, but just with baby oil in the water. Lisa was adopted. So she was raised by a lovely English couple. I was very fond of her parents, very fond indeed. And when we got engaged, I did the correct thing. I asked her father for her hand in marriage. I did with all of my fiancés, actually. Yeah, I'm a very correct person. I like observing the old school niceties. So being Italian, she was kind of olive skinned, but God, she worshipped the sun. Obviously when we were together, we were living in Cyprus a lot of the time. But even when we were in Devon, sun comes out, kit off, she's out there. And so she would always just have a bath with baby oil because she hated the idea of peeling, losing her tan, So there's photos of us on Facebook. See how dark we both were. Oh God, that was Cyprus for you. That was a period when I was so dark. I mean, when I was on the bike, when I was cycling, I was always tanned. But then from the age of like 20 to 30, I was in a car or in a car showroom or in an auction house all of the time. And I kind of lost my permatan. But but then it well and truly came back in my 30s, didn't it? Because then I started traveling and living overseas. So living in Africa, living in North Africa, my God, I got dark. And then Cyprus and whatnot. Dear me. I wish I had that tan now. Wear a safety pottering harness. I like the idea of a safety pottering harness. Hot bumhole, says Mystic Hair. Pleasure or pain? Well, depends how hot, I suppose. I mean, you know, a nice hot tongue in that region is a very pleasant thing indeed. Boiling hot bath water, not so good. Oh, Matt Simmons. Matt Simmons, there's a name I'm not familiar with. Yo-Yo Boaty. This is, this is Simo Wolf and Wild Boar here. We are new to your channel. God almighty. And it's become our favourite thing to watch at 11 p.m. every night. We raise a glass of... Okay. Oh dear. Am I getting to the age where I need glasses? We raise a glass of Amarula and ale to you from Bude. Bude, Matt Simmons. Bude. Ah, well, we know all about Bude, don't we? We know about the famous feud from Bude, where Joe absolutely massacred an auto glass technician, put him in hospital, and then sued the company. Well, welcome to Simo Wolf and Wild Boar Hex, and I'm glad you're enjoying this. Let's be honest, absolute tripe, and thank you very much for becoming part of this community. You are once, twice, and thrice welcome, and I don't say that lightly. I like a hot bath, says Baddy Scrotter, that fills the room with steam. Russ says, I've just seen his dealings with Mick Jagger. The old man should stick to singing. Ed Usher is right in our midst. Ahoy, hoy, boatman and everyone. Hope you're well on this lovely Saturday evening. I'm grand, Ed. Hope you're good too. I haven't had a shared bath for over 40 years, says Andrew Buttigieg. Peter P asks, does the spatula of many uses feature at all in the bathroom? No. I don't think the spatula has ever featured in Windy Bottom's bathroom. In fact, I'm certain that it hasn't. It kind of lives in the kitchen, although, you know, it could take a trip to the front parlour. I don't think it would mind that. It's very odd when you move into a house. Each house is kind of different, and you have your own different comfort zones, don't you? My maiden wine burp. I can only apologise. And in this house, this is just where I've always felt comfortable. From the very first day, I thought, yep, this is where I want to be. And as I've said many times, I've got a lovely front parlour. It's absolutely lovely. Never use it. Never use it. The bedroom is just a bedroom. It's there for sleep and other recreational activities. No telly in there or anything like that. There is a fish tank. And then there's my officey bit where I spend a bit of time. But this is where I like to be. I work here. I eat here. It's interesting, isn't it? No. P.S. says Matt. Rich, the flashlight king, wants you to say hi. God. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's because I'm not actually this blind. I don't know how much the camera picks it up, but it's quite gloomy in here. And well, gloom is the wrong word, atmospheric. I like a low light situation, but it does mean that my old eyes don't pick up the words quite as well. P.S. Rich, the flashlight king, wants to say hi too. And K-Fed from Truro says hello. Hello to all of you. This is wonderful. All of these new names to conjure with. Ah, same here, Barry, says Sophie. I love a hot bath with bubbles. Yeah, well, I mean, we all know. We all know you, Sophie. We all know why there are bubbles in your bath, don't we? Dear God, that last time at the yard, I mean, oh, you were worse than mustard, and that's saying something. Never known a woman break wind with such frequency and ferocity. I mean, it was very impressive indeed. Bollards, Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn. The best thing about the MS, says Mark Passad, is it gets you to the A. Oh, sorry. The best thing about the M3 is it gets you to the A303, which I travel regularly. I'm happy to be the A3 or the South Circular, says Trace. Actually, the latter suits me. Clayton, bloody hell, Clayton Raz and Matt Raz say hi from South Australia. G'day, mate. Check some shrimp on the barbie. Well, hello to them. The last time I went on the A3, says Buddy Scrotter, I delivered a big roll of carpet to a man in a nice village that had a pond. Are they called roller skates? Oh, they could be. K-Fed loves Scampi Fries. Well, he's a sensible chap. A Scampi Fry is a thing of wonder and joy and beauty. And I've just remembered that I meant to start a petition to make sure that single packets of Scampi Fries were available in every single service station and garage on all of the UK's major arterial routes. Oh, the nation needs Scampi Fries. They're a bloody wonderful thing. And what a perfect packet size as well. Perfect for a road trip snack. I need to find out where to buy some. I need a stock of Scampi Fries for road trips. Oh, there comes a time in any road trip, normally about well, there's probably one at about 7 o'clock and then another one about 11 o'clock, where your soul, your actual inner soul, is crying out for Radio 4 and Scampi flavoured fries. Oh, car news. I had to do an emergency car swap tonight, darlings. I was in Sheeson and I had to do an emergency swap at work for Lewis Hamilton. So Sheeson has got to be parked up until I can afford to properly sort his brakes out. And I'm in Lewis Hamilton. I drove Lewis Hamilton home tonight. And I forgot just how much of a hoot and a holler he is to drive. And now I'm having mad thoughts about getting rid of all the cars and changing them for 90s cars rather than noughties cars. Early to mid 90s, well, 90s anyway. Ross says, Barry, I used to live off the A3. Trace says, my father's speech at my sister's wedding was all about me. The M11 will confirm. Oh, hello, I've just been ping-ponged, and I think this is important. It's a link to Amazon. Accept. Oh, £13.11. Oh, check this out. Well done, Soph. You're a legend. Oh, can you see? How amazing would that be to have a full pub board of Scampi Fries that you could have on your feature wall in your kitchen. Fuck this. I'll get rid of this. We'll have the Scampi Fries up there instead. As soon as I get some money, thank you, Sophie. As soon as I get some money, I'm ordering those. I need a constant stock of Scampi flavoured fries. Ah, what a wonderful lemon and Scampi flavoured cereal based snack. And once again, I will say this. Look, in a declamatory style. Scampi Fries are the official snack food of the Boaty's World community. We'll be taking those camping. Oh, yes. And, what a lovely snack to have in the middle of a spanking session. Wonderful. Matt says, oh, and Roy's cousin, little Tom McNally, says, hi from the Forest of Dean, which is just one of the best places in the UK. He says, ooh, Bista Oiba. And he goes on, Boaty, don't trust K-Fed with the pizzas or the Corniche pasties. What are they? A Rolls-Royce convertible pasty. He'll rip you off. He'll rip you off. Here's one eye. Neil says, I'm unfortunately going to have to cut it short. Bloody hell, Neil, that is unfortunate. Why? Is it too big? Is it hurting Sophie? Blimey. Well, have a good drink before you take the knife to it, won't you? And he's also got to be up at 7 a.m. So see you all tomorrow night. The caravan is crumpet, duh. Ham and salad cream, says Barry. Oh, ham and coleslaw. Yeah, ham and coleslaw is all right. Ham and Branston pickles, says Dino Dad. Yeah, with cucumber. Ham, cucumber, Branston pickle. I love that. I haven't had that for ages. Ham and caramelized onion chutney is yummy, says the M11. And Barry Scratter says, Emma, yes, had that a couple of months back. Sounds nice, Emma, says Jimmy. It's nice with, dare I say it, added cheese too. Boo. Boo. Down with the cheeses. Ham, cheese, Branston pickle, lettuce and ploughmans. Tan lines, oh my. Trey says, baby oil. No, you can't wash the grime and sweat off if you coat yourself in a layer of oil as you get in, and no moisture either. All right, don't tell me, tell her. I've got a picture of her in the bath. Oh, yeah. I haven't looked at it for a while. I might need to look at it soon. Yes, ham and cheese, says Peter P. And the M11 agrees. Baby oil isn't cleansing. God. Everybody's a critic, aren't they? Hard to have a bath when we don't have one, says Ross. And Captain Mustard says, bollocks! I forgot about this. Yeah, right. Good evening, Captain. Lovely of you to pop along and join the community joy. Captain Mustard, he'll be going to a show. He'll have polished his card and made a video all about it, just like the one he did last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. Different oils, says Barry Scrotter, suit different types of skin. Yeah, I'm 1540, semi-synthetic. But baby oil feels glaggy on the skin for me. However, I do use a bath oil, just not baby oil. The puttering table, says Barry. I'm wondering if Boaty has ever considered a ponytail, asked Barry Scrotter. I have worn a ponytail in the past. I did go through a phase where I had very long hair. It was during that phase that I got my first pub, and for health and safety reasons, I did wear my hair in a ponytail. Looking back, that may not have been my best look. Hello, Mustard, says Andrew. Should have checked the clack. Oh, God. The clack is fine, says Mustard. I got fist-tracted. Fist-tracted? Does that mean getting distracted by Rod Hull sticking his hand up your ass and operating you like Jeanette Cranky? Oh. Well, it can't be Rod Hull now, can it? Oh, it could be Giles Brandreth. There is an update. For those who aren't a member of the Facebook group, and, you know, why would you not be, quite honestly, Boaty's World on Facebook. Search for it. It's right there. There is an update on the Rod Hull, Jeanette Cranky situation. And my thanks to Trace for doing the research on this. And this is genuine. You can go online. This has come out in the last few days. And you can go online and you can see this, right? It's true. This isn't rubbish. Okay. Now, we all know that Jeanette Cranky murdered Rod Hull because she'd had a lifetime of him basically putting his hand up her bottom and operating her. But there's a twist. There's a twist. And I don't think any of us knew this. Came completely out of the blue. The media got hold of this week, and it was all over the newspapers and the television. Jeanette Cranky was having an affair with Giles Brandreth. I know, right? But there you go. And it was Giles Brandreth who was the actual instigator of the murder plot. And it was him who convinced Rod Hull to go up onto the roof to sort out and it turns out it was the Sky aerial, not the TV aerial. And then, of course, Jeanette Cranky prodded him off the roof where, very sadly, he fell to his death. But Giles Brandreth came out this week and admitted his complicity and said he entirely blames himself for Rod Hull's death. Go online, search for it. It's there. We are not making this up. So all of you who scoffed at me for my conspiracy theory, well, you're scoffing on the other side of your socks now, aren't you? And I'm just laughing down my sleeve at you, you doubters. Yeah, now then, there we are. Well, there, yes. Ed Usher says, back in the school days, after a rugged game, all the boys jumped in the bath, and especially after a win and alcohol, lots of buggery used to take place. Gosh. Oh, well, this was unexpected. We have a caller. Hold on. Let's put you on speaker. Good evening, mystery caller.
Hello there.
Oh, God, here we go. Hello.
Hello, I really love your channels. They're so amazing.
Yeah, well, that's very kind of you, and you're quite right.
Yes, I've been watching them all the time. They're absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. You're up late, aren't you?
I am indeed. I've got a lovely weekend. Oh, it's lovely. I'm free.
You're free?
Yes, I've got nothing on this weekend. It's absolutely amazing.
Right. How much do you normally charge?
What do you mean, how much do I charge?
Well, you said that you're free this weekend. How much do you normally charge? How much could people save?
Boaty, it's me. It's Sophie.
I know it's you. How are you, darling?
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm all good.
Good. I'm just literally on my own. But Neil's not with me. The Gibbinator's not with me tonight, so all on my own again tonight.
Oh, well, that's your good fortune, isn't it? Bed to yourself.
Well,
How's
to
the
be
new...
truly honest, I do actually miss him not being here. It's quite a very quiet little flat. It's too quiet.
Is it?
It is. It's like a ghost town. You sit here on your own, and there's just no one to speak to. But I suppose I've got to get used to it.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it? Are you loving having your own space?
I enjoy my space sometimes, but sometimes I just like to have the company.
Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, takes quite a while, to be honest. I have actually got a question for you as well.
Oh, okay.
Do you know your glasses of wine?
Yeah.
Do you put them in the freezer and how long for?
Right. The glass itself, I normally put in the fridge to refrigerate the glass. And, you know, ideally I would do that before I went to work. Sometimes I forget, and then I'll just... Yeah. So what I sometimes like to do is to just rinse the glass, shake it, and then pop it in the freezer.
Okay.
So it gives an extra little bit of chill to the wine. And then the wine, I put the wine in the curry freezer for about, if it's a full bottle, for about half an hour. So
okay.
But I only do that because my wine fridge is a small under counter. I'm pointing at it. It's down there. You've seen it. You've been here.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have seen it. It's just I've got a fridge, but obviously I found it really interesting how you put them in the freezer, and I noticed how cold the glass gets. So I was thinking to try it out one of the days.
Well, I just find that my wine fridge is not sufficiently good to get the wine to the temperature that I would like it to be. This one will. This big one, it will. But the wine fridge isn't quite as efficient. It's quite old and it's smaller, and so it hasn't got as good a compressor and whatnot. So I give it a blast in the freezer just to get the old temperature down a little bit.
Okay, no problem. I'll have a little try of doing that then with more glasses of bottles of wine. That's perfect.
If you like it cold. But
I do like it cold. I like it quite how you have yours. Like the actual bottle itself is quite really cold. But no, I'm having a rosé, sitting here watching you and everybody on live, and I hope everyone can hear me. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone's doing okay. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. And it's lovely to see you every weekend on Boaty's Live. I love watching you guys, speaking to you, Boaty. It's one of a regular day that I love to sit here on my own when I'm on my own, and I love to watch you live because it kind of makes me a bit more happier because I've got something to watch. So I will be watching and carrying on till the end. And going to bed and then getting up in the morning, doing a regular routine, having a wash, getting ready for the day, and then hopefully I will be having Neil back on because he's at work tomorrow, and then he's off on the Tuesday, so he's off for 2 days, so he'll be coming back to mine.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that reminds me, I had a message from a really good friend who watches the lives but doesn't tend to comment on the lives. And
very interesting.
They said that they got the impression that you were going to be starting work in a nursery.
Yeah, I'm not working like full time. I'm doing apprenticeship, or maybe I'm just doing like a regular not get paid job.
Okay.
So obviously, yeah, as you knew, everybody knew as well. What if you're hearing everyone? I went on the induction, went in there, had a chat with Chelsea, which was the lady manager, of course. She got me to sign loads of papers, just going through all the security with all the children. So obviously I can't add anybody's family members on the Facebook, and obviously, you know, all the apps that are on the phones, you know, as you go on. If in case anybody like outside, so if I see a child who I know from the nursery, I can't go up to them and say hello, because obviously it's still as safeguarding. There's quite a lot detailed into it.
There
is a lot.
There is all of that. The point that my friend was making was that there are some. Well, I mean, I'm doing it on a live. They were saying there are some issues with some nurseries that are not that haven't. Oh, I don't know how to say it because this is
they
live.
Haven't got the separation, because on the one that I went to,
there are issues.
They had separate rooms for different ages.
There were issues with the staff and how they protect the staff and so on and so on. But anyway, to cut a long story short, his wife is is part of the department that's investigating all of that. And he just wanted to say that if you want to give the name of the place where you go, where you're going, then they will again privately just let you know if there are any issues that they're aware of with that place. Yeah, they're just looking out for you, basically.
As I said, there's quite a lot of detail into it, and I did, I went round into the nursery itself. Had to do where all the fire exits were and where I've got to take the children. It's really weird how it's changed now, because some nurseries you can take the children to go to the toilet, but you can't do that now. They've got to do it themselves. Or you can just wait outside and then wait for them to come back out of the toilet. It's so changed, but there were lovely children there.
That's good.
The one little lad, bless him, he just basically just come up to me, said hello, and was like, I had these two little trucks in his hand. And I was like, have you got two little trucks? And he was like, he had the most big smile, and it made me feel really proud. So hopefully I'll be starting, I've paid for my DBS, that's come back, so I've paid for that. I've had another email which I've got to I've sent off to my other colleague at the course, so my tutor, and I've got to sort that out with her and then let her read it through, because I'm not sure what it's about. And then hopefully I'll start on Monday when I come back off my holidays. So we're going to go through the dates, so it's all going to be exciting.
Oh, bless you, my lovely. We're all excited for you, and you're going to be amazing.
Thank you. I am a bit nervous, but I know I'll be absolutely fine. As you said, I'm quite good with children, as you know yourself.
Oh, yes.
But hopefully I'll do really well, but we'll just see how it goes, and I will keep you all updated. So I will let you go, because obviously you're on live. I don't want to keep you holding. But I will be drinking my glass of wine and still watching you guys, and hopefully speak to you all soon.
Oh, bless you, my lovely. Enjoy your wine and have a great night. All right. Catch you soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye,
everyone. Bye. Bye.
Oh, bless her. Sophie's lovely. And where was I? I was with Ed, wasn't I? Who was telling us that after a game of rugby, that and especially if it was a win, then alcohol would be taken, they'd all jump into the bath together, and a lot of buggery would take place. Those were the days, says Ed. Nothing like a hard tackle. Oh, Barry Scrotter says Scampi Fries are lovely. Barry says, oh, Boaty, bloody cars, it never stops. I need to do a downpipe on my car. dreading trying to get the manifold bolts off. No. Boaty is set for his fishy treat. I love Scampi Fries. I love Scampi Fries. Can that Scampi board be attached to the headlining of a car? I'd be up for giving that a try. That would be the ultimate thing, wouldn't it? Having like a day van or a stealth camper van with done up like it'd be like the Top Gear thing, wouldn't it? James May's mobile pub with Scampi Fries on the wall. That'd be amazing. God, look at the time. It's midnight. I suppose we'd better start saying our good night, hadn't we? But I will work through the comments before we go, darlings. I owe you that much at least. Trying to think if there's anything else I was desperately supposed to tell you. Oh, I can show you something. Aha. That's what I need to have a practice with. See if I can figure out how to use them. That's for Monday Night Live, where I've been trying to, as Facebook group people will know, I've been trying to figure out the technological doings of it all. Mustard says, what's so good about Scampi? It's just like gone off fish. Boaty's decorating tip, says Ross. Fuck this, put up some pub grub. Yeah, totally. John Holmes' favourite pub snack, that is, the Scampi Fry. I must say I love a bacon fry and a cheesy moment, says Ed. It's the tang that does it for me, Mustard, says Barry. Matt says, sorry, Boaty. I meant to say, oh, God. I meant to say, Rich the Fleshy King says hi. He is the king of fleshlights. Oh, that's a rude thing, isn't it? I've just remembered that isn't a fleshlighter, oh God, and uses all of the interchangeable flaps and gels that come with them. Oh God, I thought it said flashlight. I didn't. Oh dear, I'm so naive. I'm so naive. The other day, says Buddy Scrotter, I saw the picture of Jesus on my cheese on toast. I call him Cheesus. Polishing a car, says Barry, is very much like making love to a beautiful lady. Note to self, never trust a man with a ponytail. Crab paste sandwiches remind me of a dear old girlfriend called Honor. What a weapon she was. These lives are much better when I'm not at work. Stephen S. Paul is here from across the heading pond. Hello, boatman and fellow organisms. How are we all? Matt goes on. Rich and K-Fed like to use the fleshlights, but Rich is a local rep for the company. Fleshlight Direct. Guaranteed to lift the spirits, but can't read that. God almighty. Oh dear. Boaty, you are ridiculous, but in a good way. I literally could not believe my eyes when the LBC story about Giles and Rod Hull appeared in my feed. Ah, well spotted, Trace. Now I have a vision of a young Steven Seagal when I think of Boaty with a ponytail. Living in London, says Trace, the thought of it being as silent as a ghost town is a wonderful thought. The lockdowns during COVID were beautiful. The peace. Wine, you can tell Soph lives near me, says Barry. Yeah, I've said before that I was still, for the beginning of the lockdowns, I was still living in Matlock Bath, and it was amazing. We got our village back, no tourists. We actually properly got to discover it. Oh, Clarkson's Farm. Where are you all up to? I've watched episode 1 and 2, and I've cried twice. So, not bad. episode 3 when this finishes. Oh, and I've heard anecdotally that episode 4 is a real tearjerker. I often fantasize, says Betty Scrotter, about living in a cottage in the middle of the woods, in total solitude, miles from anywhere, wood on the fire, hunting, and a food parcel dropped from a plane. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I kind of fantasize about that as well. And fresh air, says Trace, no planes, no traffic, no weird, dirty purple haze over the city, hearing the birds and animals. That's what I love about here. There's no light pollution. It's properly dark. It's properly quiet. Okay, it's a busy road there, but as you can possibly hear at the moment, total. I came home the country way tonight, so I was really enjoying Lewis Hamilton, and it wasn't totally dark, even though it was like 11 o'clock. And it was just a joy driving at the peaks on a spring summer night. Oh, it's just so beautiful, so dark, so peaceful. I could never go back to. I could never totally go back to town living or city living. The only thing I would swap for would be more mountains or the sea. That sounds heaven, but put me near the sea, says Trace. Oh, another one for the sea. Oh, and of course, a good supply of whiskey, says Barry. Yes, Trace, says Andrew, and tells Emma that I'm in Melbourne, Australia, same as Ross. Diddly do. Oh, and everybody's saying nice things to Sophie, and yay, Boaty's got new equipment. Yeah, I've got to try and figure out how to use it. I think I chose quite well though. See, I had to try and find something that didn't have a microphone because I need the separate microphone, but I can't get them out. But hopefully they'll be okay. Yes, earpieces, says Trace. Yeah, they are. Are those your contact lenses, Boaty? Asked Stephen Espall. No, but I could probably do with some of those. I thought they were a new type of device for self-pleasure, says Ivor. I'd be up for that. Sleep all. Sleep tight all and have a lovely sleep, says Sophie. These lives are better when I am, says Mustard. And then he adds, drunk. Feck, girls. Brick. I love my brick. I'm ready tonight, says Barry Scrotter. Would you care for a cup of tea, father? Asks the M11. My face is glowing, says Barry. I might have had a couple of heathen tumblers of wine, says Trace. Go on. I can't seem to find Clarkson's Farm, says Ross. It's there for me on old Amazon Prime. South Wales is good for seeing the stars, says Barry. It certainly is. Oh, it's Eurovision next week. I love Eurovision. I would like to compare the 623 auto with the 416 auto when you fancy it, says Mustard. I could do that. Could come in it on Monday. Oh, Mustard, is Steve confirmed for Monday? Are we doing a lunch with? I need to know whether to come in my posh jumper or not. I was going to come in Lewis Hamilton. Oh God, I can't believe I've just said that. I was going to come in Lewis Hamilton, but I could come in Windsor Davis. If Steve isn't going to be around and you want to do a video, then let me know and I'll come in Windsor Davis. God, I mean, that just sounds so wrong, doesn't it? Hey ho. Hey ho. Right. Time to go, darlings. Time to go, time to go, time to go. Okay, right. Caught up with the comments. It is time to go. Thank you so much for your company tonight, darlings, as always. Thank you for Trace and Emma and their live stream, which I haven't watched, but I'll catch up with it, and I'm sure it was absolutely wonderful. Mustard has got loads of videos out. I've seen at least 3 that have come out tonight, so he's been busy, hasn't he? What else? That's about it, really. Have a great day tomorrow, all of you, whatever you're doing. Whether you're going to a car show or going out for a Sunday lunch, I'm going to make a lovely Sunday lunch here at home, and that's going to be the focus of my day. Didn't have a Sunday lunch last week, really missed it, so I'm going for it tomorrow. And that reminds me, I need to get chicken out of the freezer. Supper tonight. Staff curry, obviously. Right, okay. I need to go off and watch episode 3 of Clarkson's Farm. And yeah, that's basically. Good night, all. Sleep well and catch you for a dress rehearsal tomorrow, Boaty. Oh yeah. Yeah. I might make that private, or I might make it available to channel members. Our dress rehearsal with our new equipment. See how I feel. And on that note, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a quick shower. I'm going to get into my night clothes. I'm going to get some curry. I'm going to finish the wine. And I'm going to watch Clarkson's Farm, which is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Night all. No idea what to do now, says Trace. Sure I'll find something. I'm sure you will. All right. And Matt, our new friend, says, good night, Boaty. Thank you for the readout of the comments from all of us and the lads in Australia. Matt, Rez, and Clayton Kes. Good day, mate. And diplomatic immunity. Good day, old son. Tommy Kangaroo Dan. See you all on the test live. If you do one, we're doing one. It's just whether we're going to make it. Maybe we'll do it for channel members. And yeah, do join me tomorrow night, earlier, 11 o'clock, Sunday night live. Have a safe and peaceful night. Take just really good care of yourself. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. And I can't wait to see you all again. Thank you so much for your company. It means the absolute world. And much, much love from me. And see you next time. But you. And indeed, good day, mate. Bosh.